Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be doing an Ask Me Anything Q&A. And basically what I did was to celebrate 50,000 subscribers. Thank you everyone that has subscribed. Milestone. I asked on the community tab, ask me any questions you want on Pokemon Go related, Pokemon content creating, personal, work related, whatever you want to ask. And there are a series of questions that people had asked, and what I've done is I've grouped them into different buckets, and then you should see the questions pop up as I answer them. I've grouped them together, the ones that are pretty similar, and hopefully I'll be able to answer the questions sufficiently. So the question is, do you play any other games? So what I'm going to have here is I don't play that many other games. I have played games in the past. So I've when I was way younger, I played Super Smash Brothers, played, Legend of Zelda, a number of different games. But one game that I played in high school and played through first 2 years of university, and that I've always really enjoyed and I've recently picked back up, is chess. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show a video, probably sped up 2 times, of me doing what we call puzzle rush, which are basically a bunch of different puzzles where you have to find the checkmate, or you have to find the best move. And I'll have that playing along as I answer other questions. So I don't play too many other games because a lot of my time is spent on content creating, doing work, streaming, and it's a lot of time and effort, and coaching, all that stuff. So that is the first question. Thank you everyone that asked that particular question. The next question is, what's my favorite Pokemon? Overall, Great League, Ultra League, Master League, Sentimental, etc, etc. So my favorite Pokemon is Ho-Oh. If I have the plushie, which I don't have it near me, but I'll include a photo or something. Basically, Ho-Oh is my favorite because one of my friends that I played Pokemon Go early on with, she said that my spirit Pokemon was Ho-Oh, and I asked her why, and she said because you help people rise from the ashes. And I thought that was very fitting because I really like helping people. And now that Ho-Oh has Incinerate and the event move of Earthquake, it's going to be a pretty strong Pokemon in the Master League. It's very tanky. Its typing is same as Charizard, so it should be pretty interesting to use. What's my favorite Pokemon using Great League? It's probably Shadow Bomb Snow. That's the Pokemon that I used to hit rank 10 in season 4, and season 4 was definitely quite the adventure to hit rank 10. In Ultra League, that's kind of a tough one. I like using Drifblim. I think it's a very underrated Pokemon in Ultra Premier. I also like using Alolan Muck because I think it's underrated in regular Ultra League. But there's not too many that I'm super fond of. Maybe if I think of one, I'll come back to it. And then in the Master League, I really like using Garchomp. Unfortunately, it gets walled by Togekiss, but I think Garchomp is a lot of fun to use, and to be able to manage the energy correctly. It has some decent bulk. Its typing is super interesting. I think it's a lot of fun to use. And then in regular Master League, I think it's Mewtwo, especially Double Legacy Mewtwo. I'm not sure if people remember when I had a team that was triple weak to Giratina Origin, and Mewtwo just came so clutch in helping me win that miraculous match. So I think it's a lot of fun. It's one of the few, I guess, Groudon as well, where there's high energy generation and a lot of baiting, and rather than fast move pressure like there is from Kyogre or Dialga or the other dragons. So I think Mewtwo definitely my most favorite to use in the Master League. Hopefully that answers everyone's question in terms of favorite Pokemon. That seemed to be a very popular one. Favorite generation? I'm a Gen 1er, so I would say Gen 1. But I think Gen 2 and Gen 3 have like really strong Pokemon in the Great League. What's your background? Is King your real name? So King is my real name. This is the name that my parents gave me. Ivy is also my real last name. And my origin, so my parents were born in Cambodia, and then moved to, kind of like sought refuge in Vietnam in the late 70s, and then they moved to then they moved to Canada in 87. So a year before I was born, about a year and a half before I was born, we had my parents had moved to Canada. So Cambodian. My parents were born in Cambodia, but it's definitely a lot of like southern Chinese descent, and a little bit of like in Southeast Asia. But so that's essentially my background. Origins of my last name, I couldn't tell you because my parents don't speak fantastic English, and as well I don't speak fantastic the languages that they speak. They speak a number of different languages. So unfortunately, the languages that they do know and that I know don't overlap that well. So a lot of questions like, do you understand Chinese or Chinese words? In university, I went to the University of Waterloo, and there's a lot of students and a lot of my friends that were from of Chinese descent that spoke, Cantonese and Mandarin and etc. etc. So we did do karaoke. So there's a couple songs that I do know. So like Fairy Tale by Michael Wang, or what's his name? Anyways, I don't want to butcher the name because I don't remember off the top of my head. But maybe as part of some special video or channel reward, I will serenade my chat or video with that song. I learned that in first year university as part of karaoke. If you go to like any of these like Asian karaoke bars, they're like in a small room. They just like serve drinks, and there's like a video, and lots of people sing really really well. I don't have a particularly elegant voice. So, but thank you for that question. The next question is, what did you study? What is your profession? What is it like teaching? So essentially, my professional background. So I went to the University of Waterloo, as I've indicated. I studied in the Bachelor's of Accounting and Financial Management, and then as well I got my Master's in Accounting, also at the University of Waterloo. I am by trade. I completed all my requirements for my certified management accountant, as well my chartered accountancy. Those have since merged. Those basically merged like a year after I completed all the requirements. So I think it's like chartered professional accountants. I'm a CPA in Canada. I'm also, a certified internal auditor, certified fraud examiner. I also have like a number and like a few other ones. I also wrote I've written so many like standardized certified system information auditor and whatnot. So I spent a lot of my time in those particular fields. By trade, I'm like a data scientist. Mostly, so I worked at a number of different companies. So I worked at Deloitte doing a bunch of different data analytics, worked at a number of different companies, and now what I do for a living, besides content creation is probably majority of my time now, but when I'm not spending time on my content creation, I am doing consulting work. So I mostly do data strategy work. So I help project manage big data analytics implementation projects, or help companies with growing and developing their analytics practice. That does like ranging from everything from like helping them hire people, screen resumes, recruit people, to helping them uncover what ideas make sense from a business point of view, and as well from a practicality point of view, and then as well help mentor their staff through the process. I do a little bit of coding, and I did a lot of coding in my life. but not too much nowadays, because most of the time is spent on the strategy component. So helping companies achieve their goals when it comes to leveraging data analytics. So I still spend probably like 10, 15 hours doing that work, and it's probably necessary given that YouTube is very volatile when it comes to revenue earnings. So it becomes a little bit of a challenge. So hopefully I can spend 100% of my time, but I still enjoy doing the consulting work. So thank you for those questions. The next questions are, does Pokemon Go have what it takes to be an esport? I would say by some definitions, it's already an esport, in the sense that there are people making a living playing this game professionally. So like myself, for example, and J Farm and a few Zionic are some notable content creators, but it's mostly on the content creation side from professional players perspective, like competing in big tournaments. I think it has what it takes, in the sense that we saw at Pokemon Worlds how many people were excited to watching it, and how many people's opinions changed as they were watching the battles, and as well when we go on Twitch, how engaging the audience and content is, I think is really, really great signs. There are obviously some things that need to be in place that don't necessarily need to be required, but definitely will help in making it more of an established esport. Is one, support from Niantic from a competitive perspective. Their changes to Go Battle League and the format are certainly helpful, but if they could, they did a stream with Mystic 7 where Mystic 7 was promoting Go Battle League, and I think that's great, but I would like to see them go further and support content creators that are focused on PvP. So hopefully that will come into place. Hopefully they can host some tournaments, and we have like an Uber tier tournament where there's like almost $1,000 in cash prizes. So that certainly will be helpful. And I know there's been some interested parties that want me to host tournaments, and try to pick the right ones that make sense. So hopefully in the future, if we get a little bit more organized, we focused on how do we get sponsors interested in, how do we get Niantic to go support and host some tournaments on their side, I think would be really great progress. So it's gonna get there. It'd be a lot faster if Niantic was like all full force gung-ho on making it an esport. But even if they don't, I think there's a lot of community efforts that will be in place that will help us get us there. So thank you for that question. I would say in some definitions we are there. In some definitions, I'd say we will get there, but we'll see how long that will take. Did you watch the Pokemon anime, and have you watched any other anime? So I'd say I watched like first two, like when they were in Kanto and in Johto, and then like briefly in and out. I would like catch the occasional episode in like some of the more recent seasons. Like I would watch like just like randomly on YouTube, it pop up, but I wouldn't say I've watched too many. And some people ask like, what's my favorite episode in the anime? I really like the one where, at least it's very notable in my mind. I think they were, I forget the exact episode, but obviously they were competing in the championship. And so there was the opponent had a Bellsprout, and it was just absolutely destroying. I think that was a really great episode. But I do like watching the anime, and hopefully let me know if you want me to recap, you want me to rewatch or watch some of the seasons and do some recaps on my perspective of the anime. I think that would be a lot of fun. But let me know if you're interested in that type of content. Other anime, I wouldn't say like I've watched a lot of other anime. So like I watched a lot of anime that might have been popular in North America. So like for example, I watched a lot like Dragon Ball. So I've watched like pretty much all of it, like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. The newer episodes, I forget what they're called. Those are actually a lot of fun. I watched even Dragon Ball GT, which was kind of weird. I know a lot of people don't appreciate it. And as well, I watched like a bunch of the movies. But besides that, I haven't watched too many other animes. Like caught a few episodes of other animes, but not too much. And so the next one that we're gonna answer are just some rapid fire questions that really didn't fit into categories. One, how much dust have you spent on your PvP Pokemon? It's kind of hard to say, to be honest. Like I would have to take a look at. So I did a video when I spent 100 million Stardust on my Pokemon, and since then I've like grinded way less. But I had about 20 million Stardust. Actually, let me take a look here. So actually, let's see here. I can say how many double move Pokemon I have. Obviously, some of them are not related to PvP. Like I have a bunch of double move Mewtwo's and whatnot, but this gives you an idea of how many. Let's see here. Exclamation mark. 3 move. Oh, okay. R at 3. So I have 478 double move Pokemon, and let's see here. And I have, okay, let's just give you more context. I have 374 are 2500 or below. So I have a lot of double move Pokemon, whatever that number looks out to be. But I spent a lot, and those don't include ones that I've traded. Like I've traded extra Azumarill I built and extra other Pokemon that I've built. So it's quite a bit. Is it lucrative, or does it cost more playing the game than creating content? So I would say, I can't say this for all content creators, but typically as a content creator, you get money from YouTube ad revenue, which can be really volatile. So there was a period of about 2 months where I was making 0 ad revenue. I was only getting revenue from basically YouTube Premium, where basically people have like a monthly subscription to YouTube and whatnot, and it was brutal. I tweeted at YouTube, and finally I got it back recently. But I would say I actually spend more hiring my editors, especially in the recent months, than I actually make from YouTube. So that's but it's worth it to put out helpful content and whatnot. Then you make money through Patreon, which obviously you can just see what my Patreon is. A lot of that's through like people supporting me, access to my Discord channel, not my a particular channel where it's only for Patreons. Then as well, you make money through Twitch, and that can come through mostly subs for me, but bits. Like you'll see, like J Farm will have like bit goals and whatnot, and then also like direct donations, which don't occur too often, at least for me. And then as well, I make money through like also like private coaching. So I don't do too much private coaching, but there's certainly it's a helpful part of my supplementing my income. And then as well through sponsorship. So basically I probably had like 3 sponsors so far that I've agreed with. So one was an affiliate deal with Mr. Comics, really nice streamer, where I shout him out, rate him occasionally. Stream Raiders, which was a game that I was playing along with my stream in the background. That was a lot of fun, really great sponsorship. So hopefully we can do more of that in the future. Then as well, I'm sponsored with through an affiliate agreement with NordVPN. Link in the description if you're looking for some VPN software. and you can use my code to get a discount, and as well then I get a portion of those funds. So those are essentially the ways that as a content creator you make money, but it's a very volatile, and it's important for me to still do this consulting work in order to keep afloat, because I do have responsibilities that I have. Obviously, my living expenses. I also have bought my parents a house, so obviously I have a mortgage to pay, and all these other things that I want to do. So is it lucrative? No. But is it, am I still very fortunate to be in the position I am? Absolutely. And for me, it's not about making money. If it was all about making money, then I definitely wouldn't be doing content creating. I would be focusing on what I got my certifications on, my education on. But I do really like helping people, and I do think this is a great opportunity to build a fantastic community and aspire to do great things. So hopefully that's helpful. Not really a rapid fire question. Okay, so this next person asks, I know this is a controversial question, and it's fine if you don't want to answer, but what is your opinion on trainers that spoof to battle, mainly for lack of resources or Pokemon, because the trainer's place is too rural to be able to play competitively? Ooh, that's a very good question. Okay. This is a difficult question to answer. So one, I think they mean spoof to get resources and whatnot. I don't condone people spoofing, because Niantic will likely ban your account eventually. So I don't think it's worth it to be so invested in a method that will eventually get you banned. And then two, everyone has their line on what they find acceptable and not acceptable when it comes to a competitive perspective. For me, I'm like kind of a live let live type of thing, but I wouldn't, if a tournament says that, if someone had a tournament and they said like no spoofers were allowed in the tournament, then I would agree to that. But if someone wants to do whatever they want and play on their own, then I think that's fine. But to be honest, when it comes to battling, I guess besides a few special nuances, like the IVs, if someone has a rank 1 Pokemon or what, every rank 1 Pokemon, that's not going to help them win. That's going to help them win a very small percentage of games. To be competitive is mostly based off your skills, building effective teams, energy management, all that stuff doesn't really make that much more helpful than when it comes to, and as well when it comes to Go Battle League, you only really need to build a couple Pokemon for each league, so it's not like the Stardust requirement. If someone goes and cheats their way to 20 million Stardust, it doesn't really make that big a difference in versus someone that has grinded 2 million Stardust over the course of a year. So that's my take, at least. I know it's not really a definitive answer, but that's my take. What moveset changes do you I think they mean do you want to see to buff certain Pokemon, and which ones? And do you think they'll ever make Vespiquen good like they keep trying to every season? I think Vespiquen's good in some scenarios, right? But obviously it's not so much that Vespiquen has bad moves. It has decent moves and has decent bulk. It's just that bugs are not overly useful because of Galarian Stunfisk is their main reason. But you see some bug types that are useful, like in Ultra Premier. Crustle is amazing. And as well, even the psychic types that these bug types should be good against have Rock Slide or Fire Punch and whatnot, or ways to fight back. So it doesn't make them quite as useful. In terms of buffs to Pokemon that I would like to see, I think there's a couple. They've done a really good job at addressing a lot of making these Pokemon more useful. Like Dunsparce, for example. I think would be a lot of fun if it had counter. Like Vigoroth being the only counter user in the normal category, in the normal typing is well, I guess besides Obscune, I guess. I would like to see Dunsparce because I think it has really good bulk and already has like some pretty good moves on it. I think like Dusclops. I would like to see Dusclops get a buff, and I'm sure there's a few other Pokemon, but I think it's not so much like individual Pokemon that I want to see get a buff because I don't really have like great affinity to any particular Pokemon. But I think making sure that the meta is balanced is really important. I think like more ways. I would like to see, for example, fighters have more prominent play in open master league because there's so many steel types. Like Dialga and Melmetal are two of the best Pokemon in the meta, and fighters just don't do that great, even though those two Pokemon are pretty common amongst almost every team. And as well, like I would like to see like Metagross get checked a little bit more. Obviously there's some Pokemon that do beat it, but I would like to see some more counters. Maybe with Incinerate and Flame Charge added to Chandelure, we'll see a little bit more play, but I think the more balanced the meta, the better. Where there's like less Pokemon that get walled, there's counterplay, energy management, effective shielding, baiting, all that stuff. I think are always fun. The next question is, what is your favorite country you've been to? That's a good question. So I really like being in Japan. Japan was absolutely amazing. The food was great. The people were so nice there, and how much they love Pokemon. Like if you ever feel like so if you play this game really hardcore and you ever feel like burnt out or like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, just go to Japan. Not saying just randomly go to Japan. I'm just saying, one day, right? Whatever. You just go there and you feel so invigorated because how much they love Pokemon, how much they love Pokemon Go, and people of all ages playing. It's like playing. If you remember like playing Pokemon Go on the first week it came out or the first month it came out, it's like that when I was in Tokyo. It was absolutely incredible experience. But I've been to like a lot of really great countries and playing this game, and I've been very fortunate. So yeah. Next question is, why do you quit Sylph? So the answer is I have and haven't. So I don't like playing in remote tournaments, and I didn't play them even before this pandemic. Mostly because like I prefer in-person tournaments. So for me, my goal is to make Pokemon Go into an esport. That's my ultimate goal, right? And I battle in tournaments or I do this stuff when I feel it's necessary for helping me achieve that goal. And I don't think playing in online tournaments is the way to go. When this pandemic is all over, who knows when that is, I'll definitely be hosting some large in-person tournaments. And we've hosted so many amazing tournaments, in Virginia, in Florida, in LA, and many times in Toronto, in Philly, in Pittsburgh, in Argentina, all that stuff, right? So I'm looking forward to hosting more tournaments, in-person tournaments, because I think that's a really great way to engage. And I'll be participating in Sylph when it comes to that. But even then, like if you look in season 1, I battled in a lot of tournaments, and then in season 2 I started slowing down. And the next question is, do you like PokeAK? I love PokeAK. I think he's one of the first content creators that I started following, and that I really appreciated from a competitive perspective. Obviously, I really like the other content creators, the mainstream content creators, like Nick and Reversal, and I used to watch a lot of Ben Tim as well when he used to do Pokemon Go, and Holly and whatnot. But I really like PokeAK because for me, I really like people that use like spicy picks or are really intense into gameplay, and so that's someone that I admired for a very long time, and I'm happy to call him a friend, and he's been very helpful for me as a content creator and as an individual. So yeah, I love PokeAK. I know there's a When it comes to the battling community, there are, mixed feelings around it, but I think overall he's a great guy, and I think people should definitely give him a chance. And sometimes you gotta let bygones be bygones. Is there anything in life you haven't done that you still want to do? Yeah, there's so many things I want to do, but my focus is always like helping the community as much as possible, right? Whatever that is. So like community building, helping people are always my overarching objectives. And whatever I do, I want that to be an important aspect of it. So when I was working, I focused a lot on helping people develop their skills, giving them opportunities, helping them achieve their goals, helping them, fall in love with doing data analytics. And, when I was in university, I was running these clubs or activities, or helping my peers with like mentoring other people and just showing them the importance of it by leading by example, going the extra effort, going the extra mile. So when it comes to particular things that I want to achieve, I don't have like, oh, by this age I want to do this, or I really want to do that. It's just like I want to be able to help as many people as possible. So that's all the questions that I've had so far. Hopefully people found those helpful or insightful, and thank you everyone for subscribing to YouTube, and hopefully we'll be on our way to 100,000 subscribers and many more great adventures along the way. So let me know if you want me to do another Q&A, and yeah, let me know if you like my answers. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.